of Exodus this morning. I'll be reading from chapter 23, verses 1 and 2, and then I'm going to drop down and read verses 6 through, actually, it should be 6 through 9. I have to double check my description. I'm going to go ahead and read it first. So this is 23, 1 through 2. You must not pass along false rumors. You must not cooperate with evil people by lying on the witness stand. You must not follow the crowd in doing wrong when you are called to testify in a dispute. Do not be swayed by the crowd to twist justice, and do not slant your testimony in favor of a person just because that person is poor. Then we drop down to 6. It says, in a lawsuit, you must not deny justice to the poor, but be sure never to change anyone falsely with evil. Never sentence an innocent or blameless person to death, for I never declare a guilty person to be innocent. Take no bribes for bribes make you ignore something that you clearly see. A bribe makes even a righteous person twist the truth. You must not oppress for foreigners. You know what it is like to be a foreigner, for you yourselves were once foreigners in the land of Egypt. Sorry, I'm having trouble reading this morning. Um, but this is God's commandments this is God's instruction He gave Moses on how the Israelites should view justice. Um, of course, we're not supposed to engage in lawsuits, but God does tell them that if you do, make sure that you don't deny justice, or don't favor in the side of a wealthy person or somebody more fortunate than other because of their status in society. In a lawsuit. Um, you don't want to take bribes because then when you take a bribe, you're distorting the truth to favor the one that's paying the bribe. That's wrong. Um, and then just don't go along with what the culture or what the crowd says about somebody's guilt or innocence if you happen to be on a jury. Um, you must allow the truth to shine through, and um, be trying to think of the word. Trying to think of the word. Oh, I can't think of the word I'm trying to think of. The truth must be able to stand on its own, basically. Um, Go by the evidence, not by public opinion. But at the same time, if a person who is poor is guilty, you know, do what is right. Don't be lenient on them just because they're poor. They did it. They only did it because they had to. Uh, and I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but that could be in a case where maybe somebody might have stolen food or something to survive on and got caught. So that's one application where I can see that definitely would apply as to not being lenient on the poor when it comes to judging, because it's because in God's eyes, stealing is stealing, no matter how rich or no matter how poor you are, and no matter what your circumstances are. Um, so basically, this God is just edifying that truth must hold out over everything. You know, don't look at the evidence, look at the facts, hear both sides. You know, don't decide with what the crowd wants you to decide with in fear of being persecuted yourself. Um, don't allow anybody to sway you with money on your decision. Um, and And don't let somebody's status, uh, financially, to deter their their truth or innocence. And then also, just because somebody's not of your community or even your country, you can't be oppressive to them. You can't hold them down. You can't, you know, make a judgment against them, because God very plainly pointed out to the Israelites that they were foreigners themselves in Egypt, and He rescued them out of Egypt. Um, and then, of course, we're not to charge anybody falsely of any things, um, without knowing the truth, or especially if we know the truth but want to push a false accusation on somebody because we're trying to get them out of the way for whatever reason. Because folks, when we do when we do not pursue justice for truth's sake, sooner or later it is going to come back on us, ourselves, in some way, form, or fashion. And who knows, it could be coming in the way of us being falsely accused or charged or sentenced to something that we didn't do. So with that, I love you guys. You have a blessed day, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.